The love I got inside was so warm and kind.
In early 70s Britain, reggae slipped out of basement parties and onto daytime radio. A cartoon beagle skanked into the top 5. A light music waltz learned the offbeat. A studio band you've never seen hit number 3 and vanished. Tonight we count down 15 one-hit wonders that struck once and left a mark. How they rose, why they disappeared, and what they changed along the way.
He's a real tasty geezer, and I mean you're inside. Reggae, reggae.
Johnny Reggae arrived like a grin you couldn't wipe off your face. Credited to the Piglets, it was really a studio creation from hit chaser Jonathan King, who wrote and produced the track and coached session singers to sell the cheeky tale of a fashion-obsessed lad.
Reggae, reggae, reggae. Here comes Johnny Reggae. Johnny.
The beat is pure UK pop reggae. Clipped guitar on the offbeat, bass pumping simply. A chanty hook designed for playgrounds and pubs. It did exactly what it was built to do. Shoot up the chart to number 3 in late 1971 and hang around for weeks, then vanish. The name Piglets dissolving back into studio mist. Sometimes a one-hit wonder is more a clever product than a band. This is that story.
All right, C-Trends fam, let's keep it real. We're pouring our hearts into bringing you the best celebrity news and music deep dives. What? Check it. A massive 98% of you aren't subscribed yet. Subscribing is how you can truly support us, helping us grow and create even better content. If you're vibing with what we do, take a sec to hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference. Plus, ring that notification bell so you never miss out. Let's flip that 98% and build this C-Trends family together. Your support is everything.
Then I gaily laughed to think I could.
Blue Haze took an old melody and set it on a new groove. Their 1972 take on the 1930s standard turns the song into a slow-swaying lover's glide. Arranger Johnny Arthey and producer Phil Swern sprinkle light strings over a gentle skank. The vocal stays smooth and close, like a breath on your ear.
Tears I cannot hide.
It was a smart crossover bet. Familiar tune, fashionable rhythm, and it worked modestly, peaking at number 32. Blue Haze never found a second hit, but the record points to the softer, romantic strain that would blossom later in the decade as lovers rock.
80 men died, now they're buried together on the countryside.
On paper it's absurd. A cartoon beagle, a World War I dogfight, and a novelty lyric, all recut with a Kingston bounce. On the radio it was irresistible. The single took off in the summer of 1973, climbed to number 4, and lived all season.
Was running up the score, 80 men died, trying to end that spree.
Behind the scenes, the band was fluid. Session players cut the track to nail the feel, drawing on the Anglo-Jamaican talent that powered so many UK reggae sessions, while a different lineup mimed the hit on TV. That mix of black British craft under a marketable face was common in the era. The hotshots never repeated the trick, but for one glorious summer, Snoopy skanked. Before his 1986 Lovers Rock chart topper, Boris Gardiner slipped into Britain's top 20 with a warm, instrumental reimagining of Ronald Binge's light music chestnut, Elizabethan Serenade. It's all poise, melody gliding on strings while the rhythm section gives it a sunny seaside rock-steady push. Listeners heard something both familiar and new, and the single rose to number 14. The record also shows how porous the borders were between British light entertainment and Jamaican rhythm. In 1970, even a prim post-war tune could learn to walk with a little island sway.
Much too long, together we stand, so brave and so...
Where Phil Spector's 1969 version with the Checkmates, Lenny Ladded thundered, Horace Faith's cover softens the edges and lets the lyric breathe. Cut for Trojan, the arrangement steps lightly, the rhythm section nudging the offbeat while Faith sings plain and true.
Heart to heart and soul to soul. No one...
British listeners rewarded it. The single spent 10 weeks on the chart and peaked at number 13, his only UK top 40 entry. It's a perfect example of how reggae in Britain often moved through translation. Take a soul ballad people already loved, set it to a skank, and suddenly it belongs to Saturday night in Shepherd's Bush as much as it does to AM radio in the States. A southern rock anthem became a late-night reggae cruiser. Paul Davidson took the Allman Brothers' Outlaw song and moved it to the skank. Clipped guitar on the 2 and 4, a bass line that walks steady, and a vocal that sounds like a man keeping his cool while the world chases him. The single rose to number 10 in January 1976, a clean top 10 crossover that proved British radio would make room for a Jamaican-flavored cover if it had story and swagger. Behind the scenes, the cut's credits tell a transatlantic tale, issued in the UK on Tropical, and widely documented as produced arranged by Leighton Pluto Shervington, the Kingston singer-producer who knew how to build a radio-ready groove. It's the Allman's melody, yes, but the pulse is Kingston via London, and that's what carried it.
Long hair, bow-legged, her thighs will stick like she ran track. For what it's worth, shorty was made.
Dandy was already a UK ska she rocksteady stalwart when this one landed. Suzanne is simple on the surface, a cautionary love song, but what sells it is the balance. A bright, neat rhythm section, soft string flourishes, and Dandy's easy conversational delivery. Britain heard it and pushed it to number 14 in autumn '72, his lone top 20 UK hit.
About 8:50 in Atlantic City. After you, boo, my attitude is real.
Scenery sunny at one.
The record sits at a crossroads. A Jamaican-born British-based artist, real name Robert Livingstone Thompson, voicing over an arrangement built for daytime radio. It's the bridge between skinhead reggae's stomp and the smoother lover's rock feel that would define the back half of the decade.
Living the love of the common people, slice from the eyes of the family man.
Few songs wear the pop reggae tag better. Joe Gibbs recut this American country soul tune in Kingston with Nicky Thomas. Then Trojan pushed it in the UK. The lyric, hard times, strong families, felt real to migrants and to working-class Britain alike. And Thomas sings it without showboating. Straight ahead, proud, warm.
Slice from the eyes of the family man. Body's gonna buy you a dream to cling. Mama's gonna love it.
It climbed to number 9 in June 1970 and stayed on the chart for 14 weeks, the biggest success of his career. The record's power is its honesty. Nothing fancy, just a singer you believe riding a groove you can't miss. A story in patois, a wink at everyday hustle. Dat is a mini-movie about a Rasta trying to buy pork on the sly, saving money for a little weed, without calling the meat by name in front of his brethren. The humor lands because the band keeps it unhurried and sly. Rubbery bass, sly guitar flicks, melody that floats. British listeners loved the slice of life detail and sent it to number 6 in March 1976, one of the decade's unlikeliest top 10s. Beneath the jokes is social texture, Kingston prices, community pressure, and a man negotiating both with a grin. This video is sponsored by the Lore Store on Amazon, your one-stop shop for music lovers across reggae, rock, pop, and hip-hop. We built it for real listeners who don't want to dig through 1,000 listings to find the right gear. Inside the Lore Store, you'll find 5 aisles. VIP, top, battle-tested essentials. Headphones, turntables, speakers, gig-safe earplugs, smart speakers. Reggae vibe, roots and lovers. Rock made easy, automatic decks, warm bookshelf speakers, vinyl care. Rock lore, classic rock must-haves. Open back cans, simple amps, living room concert vibes. Pop lore, feel-good everyday setups, clean, clear speakers, easy streaming, nostalgia-friendly picks. Hip-hop must-haves, punchy bass without the muddle, closed-back headphones and living room systems that handle low-end, plus a rotating crate of old album vinyl if you're rebuilding a 60s-90s collection. Every product page tells you who it's for, 3 pros, 1 con, and why we picked it. So you can choose with confidence. Flying soon? Check. VIP for noise cancelling that tames plane roar. Mostly listening at home? Try open-back headphones that let live albums breathe. Want instant gratification vinyl? Our fully automatic turntable is one button from silence to music, and the record cleaning kit knocks down crackle so the bass tightens up. Headed to shows? Grab high-fidelity earplugs. Hands-free at home? Our smart speaker picks let you say, play 70s reggae or classic pop, and you're there. Deal alert! If you use the link in the description, you'll land on our curated picks with current best available Amazon pricing and active discounts where applicable. Prices change, so buy now to lock in today's deal. Tap the link in the description, pick your aisle, grab a favorite, and tell me which category you want me to build next. The Lore Store. Listen better, with gear that gets out of the way and lets the music live.
Squeeze a little more loving, I need you.
By decade's end, British reggae wasn't just importing Jamaican singles, it was writing its own sound. Matumbi, led by Dennis Bovell, pressed a lovers-leaning tune that still swings with London grit, light keys, airy harmonies, and a rhythm you could slow dance to.
Squeeze a little more loving, I need you.
Point of View reached number 35 in September 1979, a breakthrough moment for a black British band, proving you could chart without diluting your identity. Credits matter here too. Co-written within the group, produced with engineer Errol E.T. Thompson, and released on the indie Mr. Rick Matumbi imprint. Evidence of a homegrown ecosystem ready to stand beside the Jamaican greats. A tune born in Kingston finally found its pop moment in London. John Holt had cut OK Fred back in 1971, sketching a romance between an uptown girl and a downtown yaga yaga boy who refuses to dress or behave like anyone else. 8 years later, Errol Dunkley stepped up with a fresh, radio-ready take, tight rhythm guitar, a bass line that walks rather than shouts, and vocals that smile through the lyric. Producer Ossie Hibbert kept the mix lean so the groove speaks first, the hook does the rest. What made it connect wasn't only the melody, it was recognition. Britain knew the culture clash the song describes. Style tribes, class codes, kids choosing their own look. OK Fred climbed to number 11 on Scope Records and stayed on the singles chart for 11 weeks. Proof that reggae's everyday stories played just fine on daytime radio.
That her love would never die, and now
there are two money in my pocket stories. The first is 1972. A young Dennis Brown records a rootsy version produced with Winston "Niney" Holness, a singer pleading that money can't fix a broken heart.
She made me hate in mind that her.
The second is 1978-79. Joe Gibbs and engineer Errol Thompson rebuild it for international ears. Cleaner drums, glossier guitar, a long disco mix pairing Brown with DJ Prince Muhammad on Cool Runnings. That remake caught the soul clubs first, then jumped to pop listeners.
Mine was a very, very hard to find. Oh, it's hard.
Released in the UK on Lightning Records, it reached number 14 in March 1979, turning Brown, the crown prince of reggae, into a household name beyond reggae circles. The song works because it's simple and truthful. A man with cash in his hand and a gap in his life, carried by a rhythm you can sway to without thinking. Lovers rock at full power. Dennis Bovell wrote and produced Silly Games as a modern slow dance, tender lyric, feather-light rhythm, and a single show-stopping high note designed to make a dance floor hold its breath. Janet Kay's voice turns that idea into magic, intimate verses, then the sky-high leap that seems to hang in the air. When the record hit, it did more than sell. It changed what British TV sounded like. Kay's appearance made Lovers Rock visible on Top of the Pops, and the single rose to number 2, the scene's biggest mainstream moment. The genius is restraint. The instruments never crowd the vocal, the beat is soft but certain, and the story, a bold young woman stepping forward, feels fresh even now.
Do you see me in my pants and ting? See me in my altar back.
Two Jamaican teenagers, a hand-me-down rhythm, and a perfect twist of fate. Uptown Top Ranking rides the evergreen I'm Still in Love groove. Revived first by Marsha Aitken and toasted over by Trinity, then flips it with an answer song swagger.
And spring, them checks say we come from Cosmo Spring, but the truth.
Producer Joe Gibbs keeps the drums dry and the guitar choppy. Althea and Donna trade lines like sisters finishing each other's sentences. A BBC Radio 1 spin from John Peel turned curiosity into demand, and a top of the Pops performance did the rest.
Dolly True Constant Spring, them checks say we come from
In January 1978, it pushed through to number 1, the unlikeliest chart topper of the year, and a time capsule of teenage confidence. It's playful, stylish, and light on its feet. Exactly the kind of record that sneaks into your head and refuses to leave.
All right, C-Trends fam, let's keep it real. We're pouring our hearts into bringing you the best celebrity news and music deep dives. What? Check it. A massive 98% of you aren't subscribed yet. Subscribing is how you can truly support us, helping us grow and create even better content. If you're vibing with what we do, take a sec to hit that subscribe button. It's free and makes a huge difference. Plus, ring that notification bell so you never miss out. Let's flip that 98% and build this C-Trends family together. Your support is everything.
Before Lovers Rock had a name, Britain already loved a holiday fantasy with a reggae lilt. Barbados, written and produced by studio duo Jeffrey Calvert and Max West, is all postcard sunshine, airport announcements, steel pan touches, and a sing-along chorus built for car radios. It isn't roots reggae, it's pop with a Caribbean accent. But that's the point. In the summer of 1975, it climbed to number 1 and stayed on the chart for 11 weeks, showing how quickly the offbeat had become a shared language.
I'm going to see my girlfriend.
Whatever you think of cod reggae, the single did two big things. It proved the rhythm could carry a mainstream number 1, and it opened space for deeper, more authentic voices to come through right after. Within a few years, those voices arrived. If you enjoyed this episode, then go watch this video.